You know what's so cool about life? The fact that you can have so much variety. Variety for food, variety for physicality, variety for entertainment, and variety in terms of how people interpret everything that they're taking in. Some people like the stick bugs, then there's the people that like the dung beetles. But then, the most sought after thing are the ants. That was bad. I sat here for approximately 10 minutes now, trying to figure out a way to start this video. The video's about butts, more specifically BBLs, and we're just gonna go where we can go from there, I guess. I think everybody can agree that women are really captivating creatures, especially physically. Not only physically, but let's be real, like, as men, a lot of us don't really ask for too much. In fact, the bar tends to be so low that a lot of people that you ask only want a girl that looks good. If they don't only want that, then like that's at least the foundation, right? Like beauty is usually what catches the attention of most people that are attracted to women, right? That's just kind of how it is. To put it more simply, I think initially at least, men tend to be more attracted to beauty and most women tend to value stability, right? Like if I'm being real, us as men can brag to our friends that we're fucking with a 10, and girls can go to their group chats and brag to their friends about how some dude spent thousands of dollars on them. Shallow, yes, I know, but it's the reality of the situation. And so dudes tend to like grow up living their lives, trying to get money and trying to get stable, busting their ass at work every day, trying to get out of their mother's houses, trying to get cars, just trying to be providers. Well, you know, not everybody, you know, like yo stink ass sitting on that couch not doing shit. Yeah. Get off your ass. And then women, because of what men value, a lot of times are gonna focus on their looks, you know, makeup, the stuff that they wear, making sure that their bodies are right, stuff like that. Now, from a rudimentary standpoint, I don't necessarily think there's too much wrong with this until it gets taken to the extreme. And not extreme in a good way, because, you know, I do think what the other gender prioritizes can inspire you to do better in your life, but usually what men end up doing is just trying to put on a front that they got shit going on and that their life is really better than what it actually is in reality. Or every now and then you get those men that kind of just accept that that's not them, and so they don't feel like they could attract girls at all, and so they just sit inside all day and jerk off and play Valorant or something. Either way, it's not very healthy. And the extreme for women is usually them altering their appearance in some way, shape, or form, which doesn't always have to be a bad thing until we take it to levels that we probably shouldn't take them to. Because after all, a popular quote that does circulate on the internet is, men fall in love with what they see, women fall in love with what they hear. That's why women wear makeup and men lie. Do I think that accounts for everybody? Absolutely not. But do I think that quote does come from somewhere? Absolutely. And remember guys, I'm talking about extreme situations and one-off situations. If that doesn't apply to you, let it fly to you, bitch ass nigga. BBLs. It's in your ass. Oh, could kill me, bro. Now, if you don't know what a BBL is, it stands for a Brazilian butt lift. Basically an operation that takes fat from somewhere in somebody's body, takes that fat and injects it into their ass, and it makes their butt bigger. Which, I'm gonna be honest, no matter how you got it, we're just gonna call it a BBL. I don't really personally give a shit. The fact is, you went out of your way to go to Los Santos Customs and max out certain attributes that you wouldn't normally have, and most people are gonna call that a BBL. And to an extent, I get why people think it's attractive. Big butts has been something that's been glorified in hip-hop and throughout really the black community for ages. And the reality is a lot of pop culture is dominated by the black community. And so a lot of beauty standards, for better or for worse, tend to end up as worldwide trends, hence the BBL. Don't believe me? Here's a picture of a snow bunny with a comically large ass. People get inspired, argue with yourself, nigga. The point is, they take a lot of the influence from like pop culture and what's in rap videos and what the most glazed male figure is going for at that moment. Then they take inspiration and then you get shit like this. But see, us as human beings are very, very interesting. Because instead of like, I don't know, asking the opposite gender what we value in people, what we find attractive, and what we long for in relationships and just attraction in general, we either A, turn to our peers that say a bunch of one-off comments that honestly don't probably even reflect their real opinions, B, find a public figure that's so sought after by like 90% of people that you see on the internet or in the media and try to chase what they got going on as far as their appearance or their finances, even though it's not realistic. Or C, we just hop on the trends of what other people in our community say that they, well, what the fuck, didn't I kind of already say that? You get the point. We copy what other people say that they want. We take what other people say that they want, and then we apply it to ourselves. And it's like, okay, now we want this. So instead of a guy singling in on his relationship and asking his significant other, hey, you know what? What expectations do you have out of me or out of this relationship? Listen to what they're saying and either come to the conclusion that A, we want to stay in this relationship and we're willing to make things work, or B, my ass is just not for you. And then on the women's side, instead of just asking men, the attainable, realistic men, what they actually find attractive, and not just for a one-night stand, they'd rather listen to the opinions of and be inspired by other women and even aesthetics that aren't indicative of where they want to be in life. Like, I'm tired of seeing those interviews where people will go up to a bunch of women and ask them, do you think that men prefer BBLs or natural bodies? And the women will say BBLs.
I think men prefer a natural body or a BBL. 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 Do you prefer natural bodies or BBL bodies?
Natural. 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 Natural.
And then it's like, I highly doubt that most of the people that they're talking to in their everyday lives are saying that they prefer BBLs over natural bodies. And if that is the case, then shit, maybe I'm wrong. But their rationale behind that tends to be, oh, a bunch of men are following these IG baddies and they all have BBLs, so that's obviously what you like. But then at that point, it's like, are we talking about the opinions of men here or the actions of women that most men have wet dreams about? Because there's a huge difference. And like, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you guys. There is some sort of appeal to the Mewtwo build. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if I'm just chilling outside and a girl just happens to walk by me and she does have this sort of BBL-esque build, the reality is I'm gonna break my neck to go look at that shit. I'm just here to keep it 100 with y'all. But it's not because I necessarily prefer it or it's something that I even care about that much. But the concept of having that body type, at least naturally, of course, and even just seeing it in general, like I live in New York City, I don't live in Miami, it's pretty rare. And honestly, girls with nice bodies and like big butts and shit, like it is attractive. But I don't know if it's just me. And brothers in the comments, you let me know if you feel this or not. But if I personally find out that you got that build from Los Santos Customs, or you know, Leonida Customs, because shout out GTA 6 coming soon, like all that appeal goes out the window. Because part of what makes girls with a naturally snatched waist and a big butt so attractive is because it's simply a hard build to maintain naturally. So when you see a bunch of men giving it so much attention, it honestly isn't even necessarily because they care for it, it's just because it's not something you see too often. And I'm not gonna lie, when you around your boys, the best way that we grew up responding to that is, damn, her shit fat! But like, at least for me, when I find out that your body isn't naturally built like that, like 90% of the appeal is gone. Like, let's be real here. In a world where every single car has to go 60 miles per hour, and if they do anything above that, they explode or some shit, would you rather have a Lamborghini Urus or a Honda CR-V with a Lamborghini Urus body kit that's like realistic? And I mean a body kit that's so realistic to the point where the naked eye can't even tell the difference. Me personally, I'ma want the Urus because it's like, why not have a Urus instead of some shit that just looks like it? And I could already hear some people in the comments, oh, but the Lamborghini Urus goes faster. That's why I said in a world where everyone has to go 60 miles per hour. I know what I'm doing. The reality is I'm sure most of you guys would take the Urus because the value in a lot of things goes deeper than just how it looks. Other than going fast, the appeal, the benefit, and even some of the trophy factors of owning a nice car is that you simply don't see it often because you know the type of work that it takes to be able to own one of these cars. And honestly, it's the same thing for bodies with men. And I don't want to hear anything about how I'm misogynistic. We wasn't feeling it when Drake did it either. But you know, if you're gonna listen to like nothing I said about this video as a woman and you're still gonna go ahead and like get some work done to your body, I respect it at the end of the day. But then there's another problem that a lot of your friends are obviously not informing you guys about. Some of y'all's body work just don't look good. Like, it gets really, really bad. Like, I'm tired of seeing girls with petite bodies go into surgery and come out looking like a big ass queen ass ant, big ass ass, skinny ass legs, skinny everything, just a big ass. Like, it ain't even realistic. It's like seeing 2 popsicle sticks coming out of a bean bag. Like, y'all really just be going into character customizations and going crazy. What do we have video games for? I tell a lot of you guys to sue your doctors for that badass surgery, but a lot of them aren't legal anyway, so you probably can't really take that approach. And then like on top of that, some people legit like fucking die during these surgeries. I'm not making this shit up. Since it came to the US, you know, they've gotten more of a hold on it, but there is definitely still a chance that you could die. And the thing is, right, you could die during any surgery, but most surgeries are done to benefit your health. Like, are you guys really willing to die over a better body? Yeah, the answer is probably yeah. But you know, the reality is I don't think that you should be willing to die over a quote unquote better body. Like, it's very sad and avoidable in its own right. So to the 5 women that do watch my videos, and the probably even less percentage of women that watch my videos and are thinking about altering their bodies, really think about why it is that you even want what you want. If you come to the conclusion that nothing about it comes from a place of insecurity or from an agenda that you might have greatly miscalculated the outcome of, then by all means, do what the fuck you want. It's your potential funeral. But understand that a lot of men don't even really care for this shit like that. We might say we do because our favorite rappers with the big chains and the nice clothes have a bunch of girls that look like that in their music videos, but right, think about what you want out of life. Like, if you are gonna make changes to yourself, make sure that it comes from a genuine place, and more importantly, think about the outcome of that and how that aligns with what you want out of life. And honestly, it seems like the BBL era is greatly fizzling out. It's been about 10 plus years now, and I know it's fizzling out because I'm seeing a lot of self-improvement content from women that are trying to attain desirable bills the natural way, you know, eating healthy, working out, cardio, stuff like that. So it gives me a lot of hope for the future. I'm lying. I know this shit because the Kardashians are getting skinnier. And honestly, man, screw what's in style right now. No matter what trends come and go, slim girls on top. Y'all got my heart personally. It's always been like that for me. Y'all literally switch up depending on the time of the year it is. I'm different. Like, give it a few months, everyone gonna start going for a bigger girl because winter's coming. You already know what these people out here be saying. Oh, it's a cold winter, I need a big girl so I can warm up. But the thing is, y'all playing checkers and not chess, because you know, I'm skinny myself. So if I get a slim girl, you know what they say about when 2 sticks rub together? You get a fire!